What is going on, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Vancouver's Worst Drivers. Let's start off with some instant karma clips like this guy just pinning it in the right-hand lane. And as many of us know, police love to hang out in this section of Highway 1, so unfortunately for this guy, he ends up getting caught. I feel like we can all be in agreement here that if you end up rear-ending a cop, you're basically guaranteed to get a ticket. I feel like a cop isn't going to be too generous when he gets whiplash from a driver behind him. And then another instant karma clip, like this guy basically rolling through the stop sign right in front of a cop and cutting him off in the process. Again, I don't think this cop's going to be too generous here. I know Nick here has a dash cam, but when you get in a car crash right in front of an on-duty police officer, you just know that you're going to be found 100% at fault. So the next two clips are from the exact same intersection, and originally I actually thought it was the same car in both clips because it's a white SUV, but believe it or not, these are two different white SUVs running the red light at the exact same spot. This video was taken on the Alex Fraser Bridge just a few days ago, and an ambulance is coming up, okay? And you'll just notice that this guy behind the ambulance is trying to draft behind him and cut through traffic, but this Bronco is trying to do the exact same thing at the exact same time, and as we all know, two vehicles can't occupy the same spot. I'm going to be honest with all of you, I've been getting in the habit of glancing left when I'm proceeding through an intersection because I've been seeing so many videos like this where people are running the red light late, and fortunately here no one got T-boned, but this could result in serious injury or death had this guy been a few feet further forward. This is one of those head scratching moments here because this driver, I get it, they didn't notice a red light, but they can see multiple cars turning in front of them and they still didn't put two and two together that they were running a red light. And then talking about running a red light late, this driver in the right-hand lane narrowly avoids an accident by swerving out of the way, but I gotta give it to him. With a van that big, I'm actually pretty impressed that he managed to dodge those cars. You can just tell that this driver got excited, like, oh, look at this lane, I can just turn left here, but bad timing, bad spot, bad driving. This scary clip was captured over on the Mayor Hill bypass in Port Coquitlam, and this driver is just hanging a sharp right with just not a single care in the world about who's around or what's going to happen. J-Matt captures this suspected drunk driver driving erratically from Burnaby into Langley, ends up in the ditch and basically doing a kickflip with their truck right in the ditch. I'm not really sure what this driver was thinking because there's a center median here, and it's not like, you're going to drive across 3 lanes of traffic going into oncoming traffic and just nothing's going to happen. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this. A lot of people are defending this kind of driving because they're thinking, oh, well, this guy can't make it around the roundabout, but in my opinion, you can't just force your way through. You actually have to communicate with the other driver in front of you. Ben captures this driver in Burnaby crashing into the side of the cars. Turns out that they had a medical emergency, and it sounds like A, they were okay, and B, there's no other injuries reported. But could you imagine if you're in that blue car and all of a sudden you just end up in this situation here? Over the past few months, I've been getting a lot of footage from this spot in front of Brentwood where people are using the bike lane basically as their own driveway to drop people off and whatnot. But I feel like the mall has got to do something about this spot because it's becoming too common. Also, what's weird is apparently this car had a different front license plate and different back license plate. So not sure if it's stolen or not. So you know how before I said that, I'm getting in the habit of looking left before proceeding on green light? Well, unfortunately for these drivers beside this garbage truck, they can't even do that because he's in the way, and then out of nowhere, this silver car comes and nearly hits them. So I'm sure you've all heard that pickup trucks have a hard time in the snow because there's not a lot of weight on their back wheels, so they tend to skid out a lot. But who knew that people could lose control just in a little bit of rain? As many of you know, people who don't have any accountability piss me off to no end. And here's just another example of that where this driver merges in, cuts JS off without even signaling, and then gets mad because JS honks. Like, give me a break. And then here's another road rage video where Zordos is leaving a good amount of space between him and the driver in front of him, but clearly this motorcyclist doesn't agree and is telling him basically to tailgate the guy in front of him. Like, I don't really get it. How in a million years does this driver think that this is a good idea and that he's not going to get an accident? So no, this video is not reversed at all. This driver, I guess, took the wrong off-ramp or on-ramp, not really sure exactly which road that is, but they realize they're going the wrong way and decide to just back up like this. Beep, beep, beep. And then here's another driver driving the wrong way in Richmond, and Kay Wong is actually honking at him at this point, but he's still going for it. He almost makes the driver behind him also do the same thing, but he doesn't really realize until there's like a wall of cars, then, oh, I've gone the wrong way. I feel like most drivers in Vancouver have this mindset there where if you have to get somewhere, you're just going to go there at all costs, and it doesn't matter who's in your way, but you're just going to make your own path. Good old Boundary Road, I feel like is basically the epicenter of where dumb and stupid and bad driving all happens all at once. I know what some of you are going to say. Some of you guys are going to say the cyclist should have seen this driver turning right, but ultimately the onus should be on the SUV paying attention and shoulder checking before making the turn. Here's another cyclist video, but this time it's not anybody else's fault except his own, where this guy just basically doesn't care if he becomes roadkill. More drivers out there should be aware that their A-frame on their car blocks their field of view when they're turning left. So if you're mindful of that, you're going to position your head in a better spot so that you can see pedestrians, and then you don't get in situations like this. This driver, on the other hand, doesn't have a problem with their A-frame. They basically just have a problem looking straight ahead of them if the car's coming at them. I guess this driver was just a little too impatient with this bus and decided to try and cut in front of everybody. The problem is they decide to do it as there's another driver coming at him, and now you're stuck in this awkward situation where you're just facing each other awkwardly. Chris captures these two drivers basically turning left at a no left turn sign, and the problem is then they don't realize, well, now you're going the wrong way. It's just that classic the blind leading blind situation. So for this video, I fast forwarded it, but you can tell how bad this person is parking, and I said this on Instagram and I'll say it again. If you can't park, and this is something that you struggle with and you're driving like this, I feel like at this point, you need to hire a driving instructor. It doesn't matter how old you are, there's no shame, but it's clear that you just lack that skill to be able to do that, so maybe you should invest in one. Here's a friendly reminder to slow down, pay attention to the car ahead of you, so that way you don't end up rear-ending them. I've been seeing this far too often in the downtown and the kind of False Creek area where people assume that because there's a stop sign, it's a four-way stop. Well, guess what? If there's no sign that says it's a four-way stop, it's not a four-way stop. I feel like if this driver actually ended up hitting this package, whatever it is, ICBC would somehow find them still at fault. Many drivers don't realize this, but the solid white line before intersections is there for a reason, so you don't run into situations like this. Plus, this guy drove right through a right turn only lane. Word of advice for people driving company vehicles: don't do stupid things in your work vehicle, because the problem is then your boss is going to be all over you when you end up on my channel. Do you guys want to see something pointless? Well, here you go. This driver's in such a rush to cut off JW that they end up just merging in front of him by one spot, and then what? They just have to just chill there? Like, what was the point of that? And then the last clip of the day involves these idiots, basically all jaywalking. They can see Steven coming, but they just don't care. They're just kind of gawking, like, what the hell is going on? There's a sidewalk right over there. Move over. Alright, so it's the last video of July, which means it's time for the $100 Black Box My Car giveaway. And for this month, the winner is Jackson of Trades. So congratulations, Jackson of Trades, on winning $100 to Black Box My Car. And if you're wondering how you enter, all you gotta do is have your footage submitted and featured on this channel, and then you're entered to win. It's really that simple. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're looking to send me footage, you can send it to me on Instagram or preferably by email, and all the information will be in the description below.